Since we're getting close to the end of the year, I wanted to look back at my New Year's resolutions and see if I hit them, and I actually did not hit most of them. To be fair, I had a journal with like a ton of them that I'm sure I hit more of, but I lost my journal. So I found some in the notes on my phone, and those were mostly like work and financial goals, and I just did not hit a lot of them. But even though I didn't, I still had a great year. Like, this was definitely the best year of my life so far, and I think my priorities and goals shifted over the year. There's definitely things I could have done better, but I actually am pretty happy with how this year went. But I thought it would be fun to come up with some resolutions for next year that I actually followed through with. So I have a new journal, and I figured we could write them down in here, and I could film it so that you guys can hold me accountable and I actually have to do them. What I like to do is break it down into categories, and then I fill in those goals. So my categories are health and fitness, financial, career, personal, and giving back. Those are my priorities, so I'm gonna write down all of those, and then we'll come up with the individual resolutions. So we're gonna start with health and fitness. I've been on and off with this throughout the years, but actually last year I did a good job of making it a priority. There's definitely lots of room for improvement. At the end of last year, I was just so unhealthy. Like, I wasn't getting any movement in, I wasn't going for walks, I was just eating fast food all the time, which I still eat fast food now, but it's like more in moderation. And now I'm a lot more active. I walk most places, I signed up for the gym, so I definitely made a lot of progress in the last year, and now I want to do even more and focus in on the things that I've been putting off. The first one we need to work on is cardio. I'm not gonna lie, I hate cardio. I like lifting weights, I like doing Pilates, but like running, that's not for me. But I know it's good for my overall health and my heart just to at least do a little bit. So my goal is to be able to run an 8-minute mile. I don't even know if that's fast or not, but for me that would be fast, because I don't even know if I would make it a full mile right now, even going slow. The next thing I need to do, I will sometimes forget for days to drink water, and I'll get myself sick and dehydrated, so I need to drink at least half a gallon of water a day. I've been starting to do this by filling up big cups like this and then just trying to sip on it all day. I'm gonna take at least one workout class every week. I definitely feel like I can do more than that, but what I'm trying to do is make this like the minimum goals that I can achieve every week. Like, even if I'm having a bad week or a super busy week, like I can still do these. I think it's more important to be consistent than set the super high goal, and then if I don't achieve it like already early on, I'm gonna feel defeated. So I want to just set a goal that I can definitely do. That's like the bare minimum, and then if I can, I'll do more. And then also for at least 2 days a week, I need to lift weights. I actually really like lifting weights. I just need to be consistent with it, because then I start losing muscle. And the last health and fitness goal I have is stretching daily. Even if it's 5 minutes, I need to do it. I'm so inflexible, it's really bad, and I just put it off because it hurts to stretch, but the more I put it off, the worse it gets. So I'm just gonna tell myself I have to do it every day, even if it's 5 minutes, just somewhat of a stretch. That's it for health and fitness goals right now. Now I'm gonna move on to financial goals. Actually, I'm proud of myself with this one for this year, because I opened a new retirement account. I actually spent a lot of time learning about personal finance in general, and that's definitely lifted a weight off my shoulder, because I was so stressed about money. But even though now, yes, I have a lot of goals and I'm trying to get more money, but I feel so much less stressed because I feel financially literate now and I have a plan. So even though I'm not rich yet, but I always say I'm rich actually, because that helps me like manifest it. I'm not, but I just like to say, you know, I'm rich, because it just puts me in that mindset. But yeah, I feel good because I have a plan, and I have taken a lot of time to learn about it. So my first financial goal is to invest 10% of my income for retirement. I don't know if I'll be able to hit it. That's what I really want, at least my minimum. Like, honestly, if I could do more, like 12%, 15%, that would be awesome, but I really want to try to do at least 10. Even though I'm young, I feel like now is really a good time to focus on retirement because of how money compounds. You know, it's better if I can put away more now. Then my next thing is to set up a monthly budget. I have one and I've done them before, but sometimes I don't stick to it, and I don't want that. I want a budget that I can actually stick to and that is realistic and, like, you know, fits in with my spending habits, because sometimes I do like to spend. I think I just need to make one that's more realistic and has space for like miscellaneous expenses, because there's always something random that could come up. So I need to factor that in ahead of time and make one that I can actually stick to, and not be like, oh well, this stuff came up that I didn't think about, so now whatever, I won't do the budget this month. Like, no, I can't do that. I need to be responsible. The last thing in financial is just to finish organizing all my personal finances. So I got my retirement account set up this year, but I need to do just like some little organizational things. But there's just some little things I need to do, like my savings account. I need to move that to a high yield savings, because why am I not doing that? That's like interest money I'm losing out on. So just things like that to like optimize my accounts. That's all I have for now for financial goals. I'm sure I'll think of more, but that's just what I'm coming up with on the spot. The next section I have is career. What I used to do, and what I think a lot of people do, social media do, is come up with goals that are like number based, like, oh, I want this many subscribers. And I did hit some goals I wanted to hit, like 500,000 subscribers, but I'm switching my mindset on this because I think it's more productive for me, instead of focusing on like a number that I want to hit, is to focus on like the actual content I'm producing. Like, at the end of the day, sure, there's certain things I can do, but I can't control what that number is. But what I can control is like, how often am I posting? Am I improving the quality of my videos? So later on, I'm gonna make a super detailed list of like how much I want to be posting on every platform, but like we can just make it more general for now. Also with social media, I feel like the landscape is always changing, so I kind of just like to see what's going on and then like pivot. But some general goals I have, the first one is to travel for work. I have done this before, but I just think it's incredible, and I think some of my favorite content to make is when I'm traveling. So if there's any opportunities for like a brand trip or stuff like that, I am really hoping it comes in the future. Obviously that's not something I could control, but you know, either way, I'll just plan my own trip. My next goal is to post weekly YouTube videos. I kept saying when I got my own place, that's when I wanted to start doing YouTube videos, and I feel like doing Vlogmas is a good push for me because I went from like not really doing any to posting one every single day. It definitely got me back on my game. I got quicker at editing again. I feel like this was a good push for me, but even when Vlogmas ends, I still want to be consistent. I'm not going to post every day because I think I'll be able to make better videos if I space them out and can spend like multiple days working on each one. My goal is to post 2 a week, but definitely at bare minimum 1 every week. And also with that, I want to improve one thing with every video. I feel like sometimes I'm too much of a perfectionist and the video doesn't turn out in the way I had the vision, but the only way to get better at something is to practice and keep doing it. So I feel like with every new video I make, I learn something new or I figure out a way to improve. So it's definitely something I want to focus on more in the next year. And then another career goal of mine is to work with a financial company. Just because I've been getting super into personal finance, like that's one of my interests that I like to learn about in my free time. I just think it would be interesting to work with like one of these companies that I'm obsessed with, but I'm super picky with that. I'm only going to do it if it's like a company that I personally would use for my own finances. So that's just something I'd be interested in doing if it worked out. The next section we have is personal, and I have a lot here. Some of these aren't even really goals, they're just things I want to do that I think are just good for me, like mentally and creatively. Number one, I want to complete Duolingo Italian. I did this in college, and when I did, I was pretty good at conversational Italian when I was there, but then I forgot a lot of it. So I want to at least get to that level again. Next, I want to go to 3 concerts. Some of the stuff is just like things I want to do that's not like, oh, it's like a goal to work hard towards, but it's just something like personally that I want to do that will make me happy and fulfilled. I do already have tickets to 2 Nicki Minaj shows, so I just have to get 1 more. I want to learn 3 full classical songs on the piano. The reason I say that is I have so many songs that I've learned like the first couple pages of, and then I get bored and I start learning a new one and I don't learn them all the way through. So I know 3 songs does not seem like a lot during a year, but like for me to actually sit and learn through like a whole 10-page piece, like that's hard for me because I get bored of it. But it's like, no, I need to learn, you know, songs in their entirety. I want to read 1 book every month. I started going to a book club. I really liked it. Also, I like to read books like just personally, but I want to make it a point to read 1 at least every month, whether it's fiction, non-fiction, whatever. I always feel like you can learn something from reading. Next, I want to go to 1 movie every month. That's just something I just really love, going to the movies. It's something that just makes me super happy. I just always love going to the movies, so that's something I want to do for myself. Like, okay, every month I'm gonna take the time at least to look over the trailers and just find what I like and go and watch it and have fun. I want to take a class every month. Sometimes I like to do a paint class. Like, I'm not even good at painting. These are just for fun and like to work on hobbies. I think it's also a good way to get involved in the community and meet new people. I have a pass for a pickleball class I need to take. I don't know, I think it's just good for my brain to try to learn new things. I want to travel to a new country. I was gonna say internationally, but sometimes I do like repeats of the same country that I've already been to and I'm comfortable with. But I want to go to at least 1 new country next year that I've never been to before, that's brand new. I just need to like get out of my comfort zone. I kind of did that with Sicily, I guess. Like, it's part of Italy, but I went to Sicily this year and it was like a completely different experience. I went to Taormina. I did not know what I was doing. I went completely alone and just figured everything out by myself, and I feel like it was such a great learning experience. So I want to do something like that again. The last personal thing I need to do is fix my sleep schedule. It's literally almost midnight right now and I'm up filming this. I've been going to bed at like 4 a.m. every night. It's just a terrible sleep schedule. A lot of times when I get busy and there's a lot of things I want to get done, the first thing I sacrifice is my sleep. I'm like, oh, I'll just go to bed super late and wake up early, and then I don't need those hours of sleep. But that's terrible for me and my mental health and my physical health. So it's something I need to start prioritizing, make sure I get enough hours of sleep every night. And I also, instead of just like playing on my phone before bed, I want to do reading, meditation. I just definitely need to put in the effort to have more healthy sleep habits. Now, the last category is giving back. Like, right now I'm young, I live by myself, I can be selfish, and I think it's good to be selfish like to an extent and just do some things for yourself and have fun and enjoy yourself. But it's also important to remember to give back to the community. I've been doing more volunteering shifts recently and I really like it, so I just want to keep that going all through next year. So my goal is to do at least 100 hours of volunteering. I want to do more than that, but I feel like that's definitely a doable goal. That's like the minimum I'll do. Also, since I'm trying to set my finances on automatic, I want to set up automatic donations every month. I just think it's really important to give back to the community, and I think it also makes you realize, like, take a step back and always be grateful. And then I also want to give back to you guys. I've been doing more giveaways on my Snap just because it's kind of random, and I'll be like, oh, I want to get a gift card to this place, and I'll just post it right then. But I want to start doing more planned out giveaways and doing at least one every single month. The other thing I want to do is at least once a month to plan like an activity and stuff, and either bring friends or family and just like plan it and pay for it. I really appreciate the people I have in my life. I have so many great friends, and sometimes when I get busy, I'll just be by myself for weeks because I'm like a person who doesn't mind being a hermit and being alone. And obviously I do hang out with my friends, but I just think it would be nice if I just made an effort to like plan a whole activity and everything, and just like show my friends how much I appreciate them. I'm sure I'll think of more, but I just want to sit down and come up with a bunch of them today. And some things might seem silly, like who puts on their resolution list to go to concerts, but I just try to think about like the things that are important to me, what I value, what brings me happiness. But I'm really curious and I want some more ideas, so if you want to leave your resolutions in the comments, that would be so cool. I would love to read them. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.